Alright, so here we are. I'm about to enter the Shattered Skies multiplayer server, home of the Starside channel. And it just underwent a full server wipe. So I think this happened last night. And that is, today is 5:14, so this happened on 5:13. And I had gotten a little bit of time in the day before. Some of the, I think a couple of days ago, one of the new updates went out, and it caused some issues with the Shattered Skies server, so they decided to do a full server wipe. So I'm going to go ahead and log in and start a new game, see what the new server has to offer. So this playthrough that I'm going to do, it is a survival server. Mostly stock. There are a few little tiny tweaks here and there from what I remember when talking with some of the group. But I'm also probably going to do quite a bit of fast forwarding and speed building and things like that. But I wanted to, kind of show off the introduction to me playing the the Shattered Skies server. Sorry. And in my first reactions, some of that, and maybe see if we can't establish a base location and start building and see what we can get done here. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in. They've got a pretty significant spawn island, which is absolutely gorgeous. And for those that don't know, some of the top Starmade builders out there right now hosted this server and have opened it up to the public. It's not a whitelisted server. It's totally open for anyone. So here you can see Dalmont, Rybin, and Saber, all owners, as well as a good chunk of admins. So that's nice to have on there. The rules are pretty simple. I won't focus on that for too terribly long because I have gone through and read all of the rules already. So now, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, oh, they did change some of this over. Alright, so new Rails update. Beautiful. A little bit of frame rate dropping because I'm downloading a lot of skins right now, so. Alright, and here we are. Welcome home. And this is indeed our new home, so. And, the spawn island is, for one, absolutely gigantic, and for two, completely wonderful. There's a lot to explore out here. I'm not gonna go through and do too much of that because I want to leave that up to players who may want to come in and explore Spawn Island for themselves. There's a lot of little hidden Easter eggs and things like that. So don't be afraid to wander around in the starting area and in the rest of the island. They've done an absolutely amazing job with this place. It's got so many little pathways and nooks and crannies. I'm not sure if I may have to readjust my render settings. I thought they were a little bit... Oh, you know what? This is my other copy of Starmade, so the render settings are not set as high, which is actually kind of a shame because we're not rendering the full island right now, and I'm still downloading a lot of skins. So things will pick up a little bit once I finish downloading all those skins. But as you can see, this place is just absolutely glorious. I'm gonna check this out here real quick because I actually didn't go here last time I played, just checking to see if there's any secret display modules or anything. The Barbar Jinx. It's quite a ways away, so it's probably outside of the island. Yeah, okay. Just making sure it wasn't some hidden thing. There's a lot of little hidden gems out here, so like I said, don't be afraid to explore and spend a while on this island. Oh, sorry about that. Dog barks. So, okay. One of the first things I want to check, actually, is the galaxy map. See what they did this time. So originally, in the last run through of the server, it was a little bit further out. Oh man, there's like no territory grabbed at all. So that's really cool. So we're gonna have to find ourselves a little bit of a home. I want at least a couple of planets. I'd like to be relatively close to both Spawn Island and the Spawn Shop, and I want a decent star, so I tend to kind of like blue stars, but they tend to be a little bit further out. I definitely don't want a gigantic star. I don't want to be blinded. I don't want to be blinded by the light. So I also don't want to be too terribly far away at this point, because if I'm not mistaken, jumps can be a little bit short. So I want to be pretty close to Spawn or Spawn Island, as well as to the actual shop spawn. So this looks kind of good. It's a purple planet. Hopefully that's an actual purple planet, because I like purple planets a lot. This looks like it might be an addition to Spawn Island. This may be a little bit different. I can't tell, honestly. I wasn't on... Oopsie. Let's get unstuck there. I wasn't on for terribly long before the reset, and I ran away pretty quickly my first time. And then I came in and explored some a little bit later. But, oh, yep, there's some moving bits. Oh, that's good. I like that a lot. Oh, I have so many ideas for things that I would absolutely love to do. Check out these solar panels. I want to see what they're using. If they're using circuits, probably. Yeah, they're using circuits. I like circuits for solar panels. They make good solar panels. So I think the warp gate is, yeah, it's in here actually. So we're gonna go on ahead and maybe it's not. Maybe it is the big one. Try and remember this. Ooh. Maybe? No? Let's see what we start with the inventory too. Now, this before... Ooh, so it does have salvage modules in it now. So they updated their spawn ship, and has a faction module. And does it have a jump drive? That's the real question. Yes, it has jump drive. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and spawn this out as sturdy starter. Okay, and figure out where it spawned. There's my sturdy starter. Alright, and we can go ahead and give you guys a view of their starter ship, which has been updated. The original starter ship did not come with a jump drive or a faction module. Ooh, it is a completely different ship. Maybe. It also needs to be reloaded. There we go. Oh yeah, it is definitely a completely new ship. And look at that thing. That is beautiful. God, and this is the kind of quality of just about everything you're gonna see on this server has this level of quality to it. I mean, realistically speaking, this is tiny, right? This is a pretty small ship. I mean, not like super tiny, but this is definitely a fighter. And it's just immaculate levels of detail. You can tell that they've put a lot of work into making you feel like this is the last server, the only server that you would ever need to play on. Rail docker on the bottom there. It's like cores in the back. And this may be... There may be some logic in here, it looks like. Let's see. I don't know if they fixed the ability to... Yes! Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is awesome. Holy crap. Storage blocks, power and shields, and of course this camera is going to be up here. It's going to be set for... Let's see what that button does. There it goes. Oh, yep, that closes the door. Alright, great. You can tell that the power and shields, I'm betting, is going to be in view of the camera, which should be really, really awesome here. So, bottom cameras, top camera. center. Okay. So can't quite see the full power and shields from the camera there. That's not too bad. So let's see what we got. We got a salvage computer with cannon support, gear and ramp, so that has a logic block already in. The rail docker there. I'm just going to move some of this over. Jump drive computer on 8. Oh man. They're really, really, really nice ship. Let's see where the... okay, so the salvage beam is just one beam in the middle. That's fine. Got no problems there. Starting credits, pretty low, but that's okay, because we do start with enough of a ship to really get us going, like right off the bat. Let's see if the salvage computer is up front. Oh, I will. First things first. Wow, look at that already. A couple of big factions. The Imperium, of course, is where, you know, a lot of the Imperials have gone, and already quite a few other guilds and factions in here. I am going to go ahead and create a faction. And we are going to be Zorb Corp. And declare war on hostile action. We're also going to faction this ship. Instead of just me, although I don't know that I'm going to be getting anybody else. You never know. Oh, I'm still just egging on this ship, although I'm kind of wondering... Oh, that's glass. Okay. I was kind of wondering what... yeah, it's glass. Alright, and let's see. That's the jump computer. What is this button? That button is me exiting. That's what that button is. Can I not press it? I guess not. Ah, there's the salvage computer too. So, we'll get back in the ship. And select the salvage computer and the cannon computers on top of it. Just want to see where these salvage modules are. There they are. They're back a ways. So, that's 10 in a single beam? Yeah, 10 in a single beam. Okay. And this is definitely something that we can work with, something that we can build off of. And it looks like Bobby AI, is that a turret in the back? Let's see. So this is a separate entity. There's another separate entity. So let's see what I just moved there. Okay, so yeah, those are turrets on the tail. And it looks like the wings can move down too. Whoop, I did not mean to do that. That's okay. Let's get back in. Boop. Boop. Oh no, there we go. Gravity. Let's go press this button. We've got to be able to press that. Unless, oh no, that's the inner ship remote, isn't it? I bet. Yeah. Let's take a look at that. Trigger area controller. And I guess I am missing a button, because it looks like the wings do... Oh, hey, wait a minute. Are those area controllers for... Somebody sits here? I doubt it, actually. But it looks like those wings move. It looks like they've... Oh, you know what? I bet you anything they're going to be hooked up to the docking port on the bottom. Should be really cool. So, if they have enough room to swivel and not collide with anything when they do. Alright, well, let's go ahead and make sure to activate our turrets. Activate all AI. Okay. And we've got a navigation point set. Okay. let's see if we can get to spawn. In the meantime, we'll charge our jump drive up here a little bit. Build hazard 2. Ooh. That looks like a turret. Looks like a giant turret. Okay. Warp gate ready. Let's see if we can get to it, because that would be pretty neat. Newtonian physics are on. Ran out of power, so I wasn't able to adjust myself. Okay. Which means that when you start going and you let off the acceleration, you will keep moving in that direction, just like a real spacecraft would, because that's how things roll. Let's see, that's a little medical helicopter. I was kind of wondering what that was. So, not going in that way. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully they made it so that the spawn ship can fit through here. Nope. No, they didn't. My depth perception was just a smidgen off. That's a shame. But that's okay. We'll make it. I'm going to double check that it's not. I know that the warp gate ready says that over there. I think I just ran into the warp gate. But I am going to fly over here, because I could have sworn I popped in through this part. And I did not. Okay. But I can fit through there. Oh wait! Yep, there we go. Alright, so I just flew through the warp gate in the wrong direction, I guess. Last time. That puts us a lot closer to our destination. 457 out. And let's jump. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. Guess I tried to do it too quick there. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes if you right click a second time, you'll get a second jump in. So, jump drive charge is actually pretty good. So the power on this is actually got to be a decent 10,000 seconds. Not bad. So, goals and things. So I actually have the Absolution of Quasar, which is my capital ship that I've been working on since about February, late February, middle to late February rather. And I took some time in single player while I was waiting for the server to get rebuilt. And I went through and removed all of the old docking mechanisms. Unfortunately, my turrets also got kind of kerfuffled, and they're very close to actually being able to at least swivel in the one axis, but they're like just off, like just so close, and something's colliding. So I'll need to do some adjustments there, but it's currently made out of mostly just gray hull, and of course tons and tons and tons of decorative blocks. But decorative blocks are relatively cheap and easy to make, as well as the gray hull, so it's not made out of a ton of advanced armor. So I should be able to spawn it in, sort of. It's going to be a mid to late spawn in, mostly because it does have a lot of shields, so that will still be kind of difficult to spawn in. But I did also build kind of a mid-tier harvester, so not like my starting harvester, but kind of a level up. It does look like we are going to have to make kind of like a planet-side base, so because we don't have quite enough. I think it's 100,000 on this server for a space station, so we don't have enough for a space station. Right off the bat anyway. But we could start a small planet base, and nothing fancy. I plan on, it's going to be ugly as sin. I'm not going to make any kind of a neat house there. I prefer space stations. If I want a planet base, I can go play Minecraft, and I like Minecraft, don't get me wrong, but It's Starmade. I want spaceships and space stations. I want big stuff. So, but we'll start off with a little planetary base, and it'll be ugly as sin, and that'll be okay. It's just going to be power and storage, and a place for us to build more salvage beams, and then hopefully bring in my my personal harvester. So we don't have... Oh, I did not think about that. We're gonna probably take the faction module off of this ship and put it on the planet, and faction the planet, and start from there as far as getting... because we want to claim the system so that we can get those sweet bonuses for having having an area claimed. Now, this is technically a no-holds-barred server, so PvP is everywhere. But we shouldn't encounter too much of that, you know, unless some trolls try to run around. And since it's early enough, I mean, you know, server kind of went on last night as far as the reset. So we're in pretty early. I don't think anybody is going to be super huge, ready to eat us. Is this the planet that we wanted to go to? Nope, it's down here. Okay. Now it's got a green atmosphere. Not sure about that. I'm really hoping I get a purple planet. For reasons which we'll leave just kind of off there. But I like the purple planets. It does look like it is. Alright. Cool. So we'll pop down here. I'm going to plop down my faction module, and then I'll probably stop recording until I can get... It's going to be, you know, a little bit of time before I have, you know, even a moderately level base to work on getting all of my standard equipment. I want to get, you know, one of each factory, some factory enhancers, need to start manufacturing gray hull, salvage beams, and cannons. Because that's currently what my quote-unquote like mid-level harvester is made out of. It's not finished, it's just kind of open, which is why I made it out of gray hull, is because I wanted to be able to spawn it in easily. But then once it was spawned in, to go from there and have a good base that I can work with and I can spawn in and use immediately, but also something that was ready to be manipulated and changed. What do we have here? But yeah, a good base level ship that I can. It's, you know, it's got like a room for a cockpit and things like that that just haven't been fleshed out yet. So I'm still just absolutely blown away by the quality of this ship for its size. It's magnificent. The only problem with purple planets is finding a decent enough spot to land and set up operations. We'll probably try to do... I don't know if I should do up top on here. They don't have a nice flat area to do a lot with. But that's okay. That'll work, mostly. Let's deploy. Let's actually hop up here and deploy landing gear and the ramp. Alright. And we'll stop moving. Hop out. Whoa. It is balancing rather precariously. So maybe we should set it down in the crater. We're not doing so hot here. Come on. It is lacking just a little bit in the thrust category. Okay, and plop. Alright. Thankfully collision physics aren't a thing. There, that's doing a lot better. So I really do want to know what it takes. Whoa, is my ship moving? Okay. I want to know what it takes to make the engines rotate, because that looks really fun. Faction module, you're coming with me. Alright. So we'll be able to get another one of those relatively easily. See if there's any of the engines rotated? No. Okay. Didn't think so. Alright. Got some Y-holes on this planet. Let's go right about here. Okay. Enter the faction signature. Take system control. Make faction home. Alright. Good. Now we can go mine some asteroids, because I don't know that I want to go ahead and tear into the planet's surface just yet. Actually, you know what? I think we will. I think it's okay. But I am also going to get out of atmosphere so that I can add the rest of the salvage modules that I have to the ship. Okay. We know the first one is in the middle, so we can do a couple runs of 5 on the outsides. Alright, there we go. Okay. We also want to make sure the salvage beam is slaved to the storage box. And we want to call it cargo. Okay. There we go. And now I saw a couple of spots of exposed ore, so I'm going to go ahead and start picking those up just as I see them, so that I can get a basic factory started and start getting some of my basic supplies. So there's some. Now I'm going to try to get a little bit closer. I don't know how close I can maintain without being too overwhelmed. If I can hold shift. Okay, so I can overwhelm gravity, or overcome gravity, with just the, well, oh yeah, I can't, I didn't know if it was just that segment that was going to be, so I wasn't sure if it was going to faction. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's fine. No problem with that. I'm going to pop out and find, let's see, trying to remember, I do know that I'm going to need some Matisse later. Let's see what the closest one of those is. 12, 11, 11, 11, 11. Okay, so 11.8, 11.7, 11.6. Okay. So I'm going to go mine some asteroids. Looks like I got a lot of Matisse asteroids in here, and that's fine. I also want to real quick save these coordinates and make sure that I know what planet side has my faction block. Should have done that. Alright, well, I'm going to scour the planet for my faction block a little bit. I'm sure it's right here somewhere. And then I'm going to do some asteroid mining, and when I get back, hopefully the starter ship will look a little bit beefed out, and then we will then we'll get to figuring out what our next step is. I'm definitely, the capital ship is not a near-term goal. It's a kind of a medium-term goal. Short-term goals are, I want to get up to the point where I can start doing some decent harvesting. Hopefully only take me about, maybe an hour or so to get to the point where I can do, effective harvesting. And then, depending on the types of materials and things that we have to harvest, we'll start making a space station. Hopefully we'll be able to sell off some things to spawn maybe. So that could be slightly difficult. Hopefully we don't have to rely too much on crafting. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do want to craft as much as humanly possible. But some of the things, like, really it's just getting money, which hopefully we have. You know, I haven't even been looking for my faction block. Hopefully we have a couple of trade stations we can hit up to sell things like computers to, because really we just want enough money to make a space station. That's you know, the second goal. First goal is get a harvester up. Actually, first goal is find my faction block, because I'm gonna need to delete it at some point. I should have put a light next to it. I knew it. I know I landed in a kind of flat area. Wait. Yep, there it is. Okay. Faction block. Found you. Squiggly faces. Tentacly areas. Faction block. Alright. Save this nav. Okay, and let's hit up our nearest asteroid, we'll go mining, and I'll see you guys in a little bit.